Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Friday, March 26, 2021. And we begin with America's majestic national bird back from the brink of extinction. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the bald eagle's population has quadrupled since 2009, with more than 300,000 of the white-headed warblers now soaring over the lower 48 states. Bald eagles reached an all-time low of 417 known nesting pairs in 1963, but after decades of protection, including banning a pesticide and placing them on the endangered species list, they've rebounded in a big way. U.S. Secretary of the Interior Deb Haaland calls it a historic conservation success story. A cargo ship the size of a skyscraper is still stuck sideways in one of the busiest waterways in the world, and getting it moving again could reportedly take days or even weeks. The Ever Given was passing through the 120-mile Suez Canal in Egypt Tuesday when a wind and sandstorm apparently messed with its navigation. Now a vessel that is as long as the Empire State Building is tall has its bow wedged in the channel's eastern bank, its stern stretching clear to the other side. Nothing can get around it, and a massive traffic jam of container ships is growing while crews offload fuel and cargo to try and refloat it. This is believed to be a first in the canal's 150-year history of connecting the Red Sea to the Mediterranean. And some analysts are predicting major global delays for everything from oil to electronics. The Ever Given may be stuck, but the Olympic torch is on the move. The relay race that will carry it to the opening ceremonies of the Summer Games began Wednesday in Fukushima, Japan, and with the help of 10,000 runners will make its way through all of the country's 47 prefectures or states until July 23rd, when it will be brought into a stadium in Tokyo to light the Olympic cauldron. The relay is considered an early test of whether the Games can be held without worsening the coronavirus situation in that country, which is again seeing a rise in cases. Organizers have said they'll call off the event if too many people gather to watch it. In other KidNuz notes, President Biden is doubling down. After beating his first benchmark of distributing 100 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine in his first 100 days, he's now pushed his April 30th goal to 200 million. He also announced that he already intends to run again for president in 2024. The comments were made yesterday at his first official press conference. He's a bobblehead, and now he's a kid's book. Dr. Fauci, How a Boy from Brooklyn Became America's Doctor, will hit shelves this summer. The storyline follows his life, starting with when he helped deliver his father's pharmacy prescriptions on his bike. According to one excerpt, he's always asked questions and stayed curious, qualities he still uses today as director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. And for the second year in a row, this year's Cadbury Spokes Bunny is not a bunny. She's an Australian white tree frog from Florida. The chocolate company reviewed over 12,000 animal auditions before selecting Betty as its first female and first amphibian. Last year's winner was a two-legged dog from Ohio who went by the name Lieutenant Dan. If you're halfway through that box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you might want to listen up and look down. A Los Angeles writer says his morning bowl included a bit more than he bargained for, specifically shrimp tails. Jensen Karp posted pictures of the fishy find and got plenty of reaction, including from cereal maker General Mills, which at first told him it was probably just a glob of unmixed ingredients and offered him a new box. That didn't sit well with Mr. Karp, who insists he knows the difference between sugar and shrimp. While General Mills runs tests to confirm just what it is and how it got in the box, both sides are taking a beating on social media, and other food companies are happily piling on. Among the tweets, "Stand by, we're working on some fun new flavors," and "Our shrimp only show up when you want them to." That's it for KidNuz. Now, our KidNuz quiz. The ship stuck in the Suez Canal is as big as what? It's as long as the Empire State Building is tall. What nearly extinct species is back from the brink? The American bald eagle. How many runners will help carry the Olympic torch through Japan? About 10,000. Which popular cereal may or may not have included a shrimp surprise? Cinnamon Toast Crunch. In one for the road. It might be a new way to eat and stay COVID safe at the same time. Mexican researchers have reportedly just unveiled a nose-only mask. The thinking? It'll keep at least one key entry point for the virus covered while your mouth is otherwise occupied. Some people cheered the idea, while others said it's nothing new and likened the look to a clown's nose. Before we head out for the weekend, we want to recognize our teachers in their classrooms. Mr. Vilches and his Inca Eagles at Incarnation Parish in Glendale, California. Mrs. Simmons at Garland Academy in Gable, South Carolina. Mrs. Charbonneau at Christ the King Catholic School in Indianapolis, Indiana. Mrs. Spagnoli at Erickson Elementary in Bloomingdale, Illinois. And Mrs. Forrest and her Mustangs at Nichols Elementary in San Antonio, Texas. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to take our Week in Review quiz, and we'll see you all back here for more Kid News Monday morning.